Turning Point USA, headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona, has just announced that Erika Kirk has been elected the new CEO and chair of their board.
Erika should lead the organization forward. According to board members, Charlie had specifically discussed this succession plan with leadership, recognizing Erika's deep understanding of the organization's bank, mission, and her capability to continue his work. The speed of the appointment surprised many observers. Traditionally, organizations take months to conduct leadership searches and transition periods after losing a founder. However, the board argued that the unique circumstances of Charlie's assassination and the urgent need for stable leadership justified the immediate appointment. Considering what they have to fight, they emphasized that having someone who intimately understood Charlie's vision would provide crucial continuity during a traumatic transition period. Erika's first major appearance as CEO came during her confirmation speech, where she addressed the Turning Point USA community and laid out her vision for the organization's future. Her message focused heavily on continuing Charlie's legacy rather than charting a new direction. She spoke with conviction about maintaining the momentum of the conservative youth movement that her husband had built. During this speech, Erika made a statement that would be quoted repeatedly in the following weeks. "His message will not die. The movement that he started is only beginning," she declared. The phrasing emphasized continuity and growth, positioning herself as the guardian of Charlie's vision, rather than as a transformative new leader creating her own path. The speech demonstrated Erika's understanding of her unique position. As Charlie's widow, she possessed a form of moral authority that no outside hire could match. Conservative audiences who might have been skeptical of any new leadership were more willing to accept someone who could claim to be carrying out her husband's explicit wishes. Critics of the rapid appointment pointed out that Erika lacked the traditional qualifications typically expected for leading a major political organization. While she had been involved with Turning Point USA as Charlie's spouse, she had never held formal leadership positions within the organization or managed large-scale operations. Her background in political science and her experience as Miss Arizona USA 2012 provided some relevant experience, but nothing approaching the executive leadership that the CEO role demanded. Supporters countered that Erika's intimate knowledge of Charlie's strategic thinking and her personal connection to the organization's mission outweighed conventional credentials. They argued that in a mission-driven organization like Turning Point USA, shared vision and ideological commitment mattered more than traditional management experience. Her role could be primarily symbolic and inspirational, they suggested, with experienced staff handling day-to-day operations. The appointment also raised questions about whether the board had properly considered other candidates or conducted any kind of search process. Appearance of a predetermined succession plan, while providing stability, also resembled the kind of dynastic thinking that conservative organizations typically criticized in other contexts. However, given the traumatic circumstances and the need for immediate action, most supporters were willing to set aside these concerns. Erika's assumption of leadership came with significant practical benefits beyond symbolic continuity. As CEO, she would have substantial control over Turning Point USA's considerable resources and platform. The organization's annual budget runs into the millions of dollars, and its influence within conservative youth politics provides access to major donors, political leaders, and media platforms. Erika Lane France-Fay was born in 1988 in Ohio, though she would spend most of her formative years in Arizona after moving there with her mother. Growing up in the Southwest, she developed the combination of conservative values and public presence that would later define her adult life. Her upbringing in a single-mother household in Arizona shaped her perspective on family, resilience, and self-reliance. She attended Arizona State University, where she pursued a degree in political science. This educational background would later prove relevant to her role within the conservative political movement, providing her with formal training in governmental systems, political theory, and public policy. Her time at ASU also coincided with her involvement in collegiate empathy. Athletics. During her university years, Erika played basketball for Arizona State, demonstrating the competitive drive and team-oriented mindset that would characterize her later work. Collegiate athletics required intense discipline, time management, and the ability to perform under pressure, skills that would transfer to her future roles in political activism and organizational leadership. The year 2012 marked a significant turning point in Erika's public profile when she won the title of Miss Arizona USA. This achievement thrust her into the world of public appearances, media training, and representing causes larger than herself. The pageant world provided valuable experience in public speaking, maintaining composure under scrutiny, and projecting confidence in high-pressure situations. Winning a state beauty pageant also connected Erika to networks of conservative activists and donors who traditionally support such competitions. These connections would later facilitate her integration into the broader constituents. Was convinced by Erika that she was rebellion and program would be under existence. Every further addition could be insisted with her destination, conservative movement, and eventually lead to her meeting Charlie Kirk. The specifics of how Erika and Charlie first met have been discussed less publicly, but their relationship developed within conservative political circles where both were active. Charlie's work with Turning Point USA brought him into contact with numerous young conservatives, activists, and supporters across the country. Erika's background in political science, her pageant platform, and her Arizona connections made her a natural fit within the networks where Charlie operated. Their marriage united two people who shared deep conservative convictions and a vision for mobilizing young Americans around traditional values and free market principles. Erika became involved in Turning Point USA's activities, though she maintained a supportive rather than leadership role while Charlie built the organization. The couple had 2 young children together, though they generally kept their family life relatively private despite Charlie's very public professional role. This balance between public activism and private family life was something both valued, even as Charlie's prominence made complete privacy impossible. Erika's experience as both a pageant winner and a political science graduate provided her with a unique skill set. She understood how to present herself effectively in public settings, how to articulate political ideas clearly, and how to navigate the complex world of conservative activism. However, these experiences had primarily positioned her as a supporter and spouse rather than as a primary leader. September 10, 2025 started as what should have been a routine campus event for Charlie Kirk. As the founder of Turning Point USA and one of the most prominent voices in conservative youth politics, he regularly traveled to universities to engage with students and promote conservative ideas. His appearance at Utah Valley University in Orem was scheduled as the first stop of a new speaking tour. The event was held outdoors on campus, with a crowd of supporters gathered to hear Charlie speak. Security was present, but not extraordinary. Campus events rarely attracted intense security measures reserved for major political figures. Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old local resident, had positioned himself on the roof of a building near the event space. From this elevated position, he had a clear line of sight to where Charlie was speaking. Robinson was armed with a rifle and had apparently planned this attack with enough forethought to scout the location and determine the optimal shooting position. At approximately 12:23 p.m. Mountain Time, as Charlie was addressing the crowd and answering questions, Robinson fired a single shot. The bullet struck Charlie in the neck, hitting critical blood vessels and causing catastrophic injury. The shot was precise enough to suggest either prior firearms training or careful planning. The immediate aftermath was chaotic. Security personnel and bystanders rushed to Charlie's aid while others scattered for safety. Emergency medical services were called immediately, and Charlie was transported to a nearby hospital. Despite the rapid response and medical intervention, Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead within minutes of arriving at the hospital. Tyler Robinson fled the scene immediately after firing the shot. Surveillance footage later showed him descending from the roof and disappearing into the surrounding area. He left behind the rifle and other evidence that would eventually help investigators identify him. But in the immediate aftermath, he successfully escaped. The assassination sent Utah Valley University into lockdown as law enforcement descended on campus. Students and faculty were instructed to shelter in place while officers searched for the shooter and secured the crime scene. The campus would remain closed for several days. For Erika, the news came while she was at home with their 2 young children. In an instant, she went from being the wife of a prominent conservative activist to being a widow, thrust into the national spotlight. When we look back at Erika's September 16th court appearance, the timing tells us everything we need to know. 6 days after her husband's assassination, she appeared in court with remarkable composure, delivered a clear protection order request, and walked away with exactly what she came for. Within days of that hearing, she was named CEO of Turning Point USA, taking control of a multi-million-dollar organization and all its resources. The board's explanation that Charlie wanted Erika to lead if something happened to him raises obvious questions. This convenient succession plan put her in immediate control of everything Charlie built. No search process, no consideration of other candidates, no transition period, just straight to the top position with all the power and access that comes with it. Her behavior throughout this entire process shows someone who knows exactly how to handle public scrutiny. Years of pageant training taught her how to maintain composure under cameras, how to project the right emotions, how to give people what they expect to see. The video she posted of herself at Charlie's casket, the calculated social media presence, the perfectly timed public statements. These aren't the actions of someone overwhelmed by grief. These are the actions of someone executing a plan. Body language experts analyzed her court appearance and noted her involuntary stress responses when mentioning Charlie's name. But these same experts were analyzing someone with extensive training in public performance. The blinking patterns, the upward glances, the careful word choices, all of it fits the profile of someone who understands exactly how trauma victims behave and knows how to replicate those patterns. The way she referred to Tyler Robinson as that man throughout all her public appearances wasn't just emotional distancing. It was strategic language designed to dehumanize the shooter, while positioning herself as the grieving widow who deserves sympathy and support. Every word, every gesture, every public moment was calculated for maximum effect. What Erika Kirk said in court wasn't terrifying because it revealed trauma. It was terrifying because it revealed someone who knew exactly how to use the system to get what she wanted. The protection order, the CEO position, the public platform, the control of her Turning Point USA's resources. She walked away from her husband's assassination with everything. And she did it while maintaining the perfect image of the devastated widow, but the carrier was believed in the cocoa of Sketch's port.